Welcome to Dining with Tina. Today we are going to be preparing cinnamon chapatis. So I use a ratio of 2:1. So today I'm going to be using 1.2 kgs of white flour all purpose to 600 grams of brown flour atta. So I've already put 3 cups of white flour and 1 cup of brown flour. I use this cup to measure, it's 300 grams. So I put 4 of them for the white flour. This is the 4th one. And I use 1 cup for the brown flour. So these are 2 cups of brown flour to 4 cups of white flour, atta and all purpose. Then I have a tablespoon of cinnamon, then I put a tablespoon of salt, to 75 grams of sugar, and then I mix them together. Before you add anything else, you mix them together to cooperate. And then we'll come and add the water later after they have already mixed. After you have mixed all your dry ingredients, now I'm going to add my other ingredients. So I have one tablespoon of oil. Sprinkle it around. Then I make a well in the middle. And pour my water in. Then we start incorporating them together. My water is warm, not cold. Keep adding. You want the dough soft, but not too soft. So I have mixed in everything, the water, the flour. So I am just going to start kneading. So you fold your hand like this. So after you've kneaded, as you can see, it's leaving my hands clean. That means your dough is ready. So I've been kneading my dough for 3 to 5 minutes. You can knead for more or less time, but since you see it's leaving my hands clean, that means your dough is ready. I'm going to form it into a dough ball. So after that, we apply, to avoid the hard crust from forming on your dough, we are going to apply some oil. So just a tablespoon. So that your dough remains soft. and then we leave it to rest for 30 minutes. Then we'll come back and prepare our chapatis. So it's been 30 minutes since we let our dough rest. As you can see, it doesn't have the hard crust layer. So I have my flour here. I don't have the measurement because you don't need to measure it. For dusting my surface and the dough as I roll it. Then I have my rolling pin, of course. So this is where I'll be putting my chapatis after they're ready. As you can see, it's empty. But before you place them, you need to have something that takes in the moisture and the oil. So you can use a paper towel, but I prefer to use the packaging, the flour packaging, because it tends to take in more moisture and more oil. So I prefer these ones, using it. So this is from the flour that I used. Then I have my cooking pan. It's flat, the chapati one, and my spatula for turning them. I have oil ready. So as you can see, I am ready. You have to make sure that everything you're going to use and everything you need is ready before you start preparing them. I already put my sheet in the dish for now. So I have been preparing the dough, cutting it into pieces. For my rations, the 1.2 to 600, it will produce 15 to 16 chapatis. So you just cut and then form it into a ball. Then twist it a little bit. You don't want this part too. So you have a tile top or a granite top or any smooth surface, you don't need to use your flour. But if you're using a wooden surface, I would advise you to do that so that your dough does not stick. So you pinch it, then roll it, pinch, then roll it. Then because you don't want this part to remain like that, you do that. Then it forms this small ball. As you can see, I have 16 chapatis. Okay, not chapatis yet. So I use this. This is specifically for chapatis. I don't use it for anything else, to cover them so that they don't have the crust that I told you about. You need to cover them as you're preparing them. So I will just use my flour to dust the surface I'll be using, because I'll be using a wooden rolling pin. I usually prepare one row by applying oil so that they become soft when you're cooking. Don't forget to cover them. You take one, pat it with some flour, not too much flour. At this stage, shape doesn't matter. So you roll. You can spread it as much as you want to. After that is done, I take my oil. You don't need a lot of oil. I just put half a tablespoon of oil. Spread it all around. Then from any middle point that you think is the middle point of your chapati. You cut it, then take this end and start rolling. It's like you're forming a cone shape. So you don't want to apply a lot of it so that when you're rolling like this, it doesn't spill all over. So you want to tuck in this end, tuck it in all the way in so that your oil does not spill, and on the other part. See, now that is a well sealed chapati. Then I put it back. As you can see, this row, I've already prepared this row. I only have this remaining. So I don't prepare all of it because I want to cook. I want to be cooking while I'm preparing. So I prepare one row so that when I come to cook, I just take one, the first one that I prepared. Coat it. Remember, your pan should be warming up or heating up. And then I come and roll. Now you're rolling for cooking, so you have to be careful of the size and the shape. As you can see, I still don't use a lot of flour because of my surface. You don't want to apply a lot of pressure so that the center part is not too thin while the outer part is thick. So you use your palm. So don't do this. After your chapati is ready, I don't know if that's a good shape, but for me that's a very good shape. My pan has already been heating up. If I place my hand like this far, I can feel the heat, so I know it's hot enough. You don't want it too hot so that your chapati does not burn. So I start by just placing it. I don't start by applying oil first. Place it so that it cooks first with no oil, because I had already applied some oil, the one that I just showed you. So just leave it, let it cook for a while, then turn it. When it turns golden brown on this side, see, it's already started cooking. When it turns golden brown, then you turn it on the other side, and then you can apply oil so that you can put it in your dish. My chapati has already turned golden brown on both sides. As you can see, they are the brown parts. So you just smear your chapati with oil. You don't want to put a lot of it. You're just applying enough to make it soft, to keep it soft. So don't come and pour oil. You just want enough. And at this point your chapati has cooked, so applying and turning, then getting it in the dish. Watch your hands. So place it in and cover it so it does not lose its moisture and its heat. As the other chapati is cooking, you prepare your next chapati so that when it's done, you don't have to switch off the gas. So as you can see, it's golden brown on the lower part and every side is golden brown. Separate it. Turn it around, don't forget to turn it. So it's already cooked, so you have to be fast about it so that the side that is on the pan, that it doesn't burn. As you can see, I'm not cooking either side for too long. I keep on turning it or twisting it because I don't want it to burn. So when that's done, come and place it in there. Don't forget to cover. Then pick your ready chapati or your chapati dough. Come and gently place it over the pan and twist. As you can see, I'm taking it every corner. It's so that it can pick the oil from the other chapati. And then let me show you. See, so it has collected all the oil from the pan. Then leave it to cook. When it turns golden brown, it gets the spots, you turn it and do the same process that I've just shown you. And that was my last chapati. As you can see, I am done cooking. And these are my chapatis. Let me show you. What is my chapati? These, and that is the end of our video for cinnamon chapatis. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.